Hello everyone. There's a very important development happening right now, and that will change the cost structure for America's biggest tech companies. The US government is reportedly considering waiving or reducing tariffs, especially for major American tech giants. Companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, and others. These tariffs have been hitting their supply chain hard, especially components and products coming from China, Taiwan, and other countries. If this waiver happens, it will save these companies hundreds of millions, possibly billions in cost every year. Today, I'm going to explain what is behind this potential change, why it's being discussed now, and what the charts on these stocks are showing us. Let's get into it. The first part is going to be the fundamentals, why the US may waive tariffs for tech. Let's start with the background. For several years, the US has imposed tariffs on a wide range of imports, especially electronics, semiconductors, displays, batteries, and finished goods from China and other countries. These tariffs were put in place under Section 301 and other trade measures. For companies like Apple, almost every iPhone is assembled in China and uses parts from hundreds of suppliers across Asia. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Nvidia, they all rely on global supply chains for chips, memory, screens, and other critical components. Tariffs act like a hidden tax. They increase cost, squeeze profit margins, and sometimes force companies to raise price or absorb the hit themselves. Now the big news. The US government is reportedly looking at waiving or exempting these tariffs for American tech companies. So the big question is this. Why would they do this? Three main reasons. First, for national security and AI leadership, of course. The US wants to stay ahead of China in artificial intelligence. If tariffs made it more expensive and complicated for American companies to build, that slowed down US progress. Removing tariffs will help them move faster and keep the edge. Secondly, the economic relief. Tariffs are inflationary. They raise prices for business and consumers. With inflation still in concern, the government may want to ease that pressure on key industries that employ millions of people. Thirdly, protecting American innovation and jobs. By lowering costs for US companies, they can invest more in research, development, and hiring here at home instead of passing costs or moving operation overseas. This is not official yet. It is still under discussion and review, but if it becomes reality, it will be a very significant tailwind for big tech stocks in America. Now let's look at the charts and see what is going on here. Now looking at the chart, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq have been in a recovery mode recently. Both indexes are holding above recent support levels and showing early signs of strength. Now let's talk about individual stocks. Apple, for example. Apple is actually trading around this level, sitting above a strong support at 250 to 260. Tariff relief will especially be positive for Apple. Why? Because you already know that Apple is building everything in China. So the tariff will help Apple to gain a massive headwind. So how about Google? Google is actually the main name of the Magnificent Seven right now. Trading above this magnificent support level, it's actually consolidating. But the tariff will make it even more sustainable to continue to grow. So how about Microsoft? Microsoft is holding above this level. Very important. Recently, after breaking this level, collecting the recent liquidity in the market, hitting this major level, Microsoft is now rebounding. And the relief will maybe come based on the tariffs. Because one of the most significant margins that can help, it can help to recover earnings and the gap. Now let's talk about Nvidia. Nvidia right now is trading above this major level. So what we can see now is this. A small retracement is actually very healthy. It will help the price come back to this level and to continue to grow. Because Nvidia is actually the AI king in terms of chips. So it exports the measure of the things to the US and also Asia. Removing tariff will help Nvidia tremendously and help the chart continue to go higher. Now Amazon, same story. When we look at Amazon on the weekly time frame, we have this major level here. We can clearly see that Amazon is trying to reach this level. the price is already starting to slowing down. So the price coming back to this level will mean something. We have to wait for some kind of consolidation breaking of structure before consummation. And what can actually happen? A big capital flow in the market. So the tariff reduced on Amazon will actually help Amazon tremendously because it can help recover from its post-earning gap, and also the goods will be helped to be tariff lessly. So the overall message from the chart is this: the market is already in a rebound mode. So most of these stocks are sitting on a above K support level. If the tariff waiver becomes official, it could act as a strong catalyst to push them higher, especially if it removes a major cost headwind, right? So the bottom line is this: the US government is reportedly considering waiving tariffs for America's biggest tech companies. I'm talking about Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, and others. If it happens, it will lower costs, improve margins, and give these companies more room to invest in AI, cloud, and also innovation. That would be very meaningful positive for big tech stocks. The chart shows the group is recovering, support is holding, and momentum is turning. We are waiting for confirmation, but the setup is constructive. What do you think? Will tariff relief be a game changer for the stocks, or is it already priced in? Drop your thought. I'll read everyone. If this helps you guys understand the potential impact, please hit like. It really supports the channel. Subscribe if you are new, turn on the notification bell so you catch the next update. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.